Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Aaron Zetner, and I'm the Dean of Institutional Effectiveness at Coastline College. My role includes overseeing research, analytics, accessibility, program review, planning, grants, and accreditation. I am also a part-time faculty member in the areas of data analytics, supply chain management, and business law. Today, I will be presenting on how to scale information literacy through professional learning and data coaching. I'm going to go over a variety of stories and approaches that you may be able to apply at your institution. So with that said, I'll start my presentation. So what I have found in the past of working at other institutions, working with institutions, and at my current institution is that there's a common misconception that if you build something or buy something, that you'll automatically have participation and adoption. And while this is a great concept and we all wish that that would occur that easily, unfortunately, it doesn't go as smooth as we plan. But before we start at that, we want to look at the framework of our institutions, the foundations, and really ask ourselves, are we ready to innovate? Are we ready to change? And with the focus of our topic today, are we ready to take on, build, scale, or fortify a infrastructure of data literacy? So when looking into that, we want to look at the readiness of our institutions. So really looking at the mindset. Are people open to change? Are they open to new ideas? Are they open to being uncomfortable and learning new things? Is a structure in place? Do you have leadership, support, and different frameworks to facilitate this? Do you have resources? Are there financial resources, technological resources, physical resources such as facilities to help make this happen? And do you have support? Do you have support from your leadership, from your colleagues, and from other areas of the institution? Another lens of where you may want to look at, are you ready, is understanding the maturity of data utilization at your institution. One of the things that we've had the opportunity to do is to conduct a series of data utilization maturity studies, which really looked at quantitative and qualitative data through anonymous surveying to gather information through the variety of programs, departments, divisions, and different constituency groups such as faculty, classified professionals, administrators in relation to understanding, having access to data, how they analyze data, how do they utilize data to facilitate action. And so today I'm going to talk about a variety of approaches that you may be able to take to move forward. If you're also interested in utilizing that survey, it's available online for free, and I can also include the link so you can measure the different aspects of your institution. So now that you understand the different frameworks of your institution, like I said, either through a survey, through focus groups, through observation, you want to create a strategy, a really step-by-step process on how you're going to create a professional development framework or programming to support strengthening your institution. So when really thinking about this professional development programming, we really do not want it to just be siloed to individuals, but really to be empowering to all, to also be competency-based. It's really great to understand the theoretical concepts and frameworks that help facilitate knowledge, but really transitioning that knowledge into action. So really looking at competency-based, are individuals able and confident to demonstrate these different skills that they can learn along the way? And then one of the most important things is planning with the end in mind, not just doing professional development to do it, but what are you looking to achieve? And then clearly articulating that to your audience. So when going through this for the last 6 to 7 years of just building data literacy infrastructure at my current institution and at the other institutions I've had the opportunity to work at, I started looking at where do you have awareness, access, where they can do analysis and create action. So I outlined around 8 different activities and resources that we can start with. So reports are something that shouldn't just sit on a shelf or a website. Reports should facilitate conversation, and really the purpose of reports is transforming lots of information and data that exists around us into information to facilitate those dialogues and change. Dashboards, while they're really great graphical interfaces, we really need to understand what is the story we're looking to tell, what is the insight we're trying to uncover, and share that in a meaningful way. Presentations, is really looking, this is very important. Once again, planning with the end in mind, you want to say, what is your presentation really looking to share? What are you really focused on with your audience? Is it targeted to the right individuals, and are you sharing information in that correct way? Data warehousing, creating a very effective, efficient, and meaningful way for individuals to access data, where they can, after going through these different levels of training, where you can make self-sufficiency and empower individuals to search out data through simple infrastructures and systems. Labs, having hands-on activities where people are not just listening to someone speaking about data, but where it involves them through that process, where they can click through, dig deep into the data and gain insight. Facilitation, not just being the facilitator, but empowering others to facilitate in their groups, giving them the voice and helping them to be subject matter experts in data of their interest. Mentorship, when you're bringing individuals in and training them, preparing them, mentoring them along the way, and then after the training with follow-up. And then also another approach we've used that's worked very well is formalized courses. Now, not very long-term courses, but courses that are engaging, that have relevant and meaningful material. And once again, we'll dig a little bit deeper into each of these aspects throughout today's conversation. So I wanted to talk about resources, the first aspects we covered in the previous slide. So reports. Reports are very important. A lot of the times reports are the key insight that people may see, yet it be a 400-page document or a single infographic. Are you articulating, are you sharing that information in a meaningful way? Are you making it available? Is it open to the public, open to your students, open to your constituents? Dashboards. As we mentioned earlier, do you have dashboards? Are they available? Are they over graphically developed, or are they really focused, once again, with the end in mind? And then similar to what we indicated earlier, with when you build a data warehouse or you have a data system, is it something that individuals not only are aware of, but they can access and easily collect the data and utilize it in a way that's meaningful? And so I wanted to dig into a few of the approaches we've taken to engage individuals with hands-on activities and collaboration. I'm a strong believer in cross-functional teams. So we've created a series over the last 2 to 3 years of open labs that we add individuals from different constituency groups, such as faculty, classified administrators, and different divisions of our institution, student services, instruction, administrative services, all come together and engage with different data types that we had in our data warehouse, teaching them hands-on how to access, navigate, and extract data that can help them in their daily jobs. So that was what we did with our data labs. What we did on those was a week-long series throughout the major terms, and then also in summer for when things have slowed down a little bit. We also sprinkled them throughout the term at our multiple sites and campuses. And then what we saw is, while we were developing out the technical skills for individuals, we really needed to help individuals strengthen how they tell that story and facilitate more dialogue. So working with our faculty center, our faculty professional development center, we hosted a series of events called Data and Donuts. And so in the mornings, about once a month, we would come together and we would pull up data and we would discuss it. It was great because we had part-time faculty, full-time faculty, administrators, and classified professionals all coming together and exploring the data, looking through different perspectives and sharing their insight. And what that did was not only help build awareness of the data that we had, but it also helped build out that cross collaboration where we could learn from one another. It was very helpful, and once again, helped facilitate that data informed dialogue we were looking for, as we identified that as one of the gaps in our previous research done on our maturity of data utilization. So the next step of what we wanted to take forward to really strengthen that infrastructure is, over about 2 years ago, we developed out a fully online data coach development program. And when I say fully online, it was a 4-week Canvas course that focused on the different aspects of what it would mean to be a data coach, to be data literate, and to strengthen individuals' not just skills, but confidence in the ways to access, to build awareness, access, and analyze data, and to share data stories, but then to engage with others and to work with their peers and to be a point of contact if someone was interested in data where they could confidently bring that data or discuss that. So when developing this 4-week course, we wanted to ensure that it was very media rich, that it wasn't just text narrative lectures. While there are lectures in there and backed up by articles and other interesting relevant material, we wanted media, not long 15-minute videos, but about 2 to 3 minute snapshots that we were able to bring together and that we refresh on a frequent basis. We wanted to also measure how the participants in the course were learning. So we set up a set of weekly quizzes where it covered the material in there. And then also to facilitate cross collaboration, we created engaging discussion boards. We're really focused on the individuals building a research project over the 4-week span of the course, and they engaged with others and strengthened and shared their insights. And this was also followed up with assignments, giving each participant the opportunity to practice their skills by giving practical applications through scenarios and how they would respond, how they would gather data from dashboards, analyze it, and share their findings, and then how they would respond and how they would present that. A lot of the assignments looked at not just developing out infographics, but in the end, with the research project, creating focused studies that they could share with their colleagues, with their supervisors, and has led to many successful research projects. In the last year and a half of running these courses, we've seen over 45 individuals, including faculty, full-time and part-time, classified professionals, and administrators completing this, in addition to the over 200 individuals that have participated in data labs, data and donuts, and a few of the other interactive activities we've hosted. So to dig back a little bit to the course, and you're thinking, well, I'd like to develop a course, maybe in hands-on training. What do we really want to look at? So the focus we had was not being too theoretical, but focus on the things at a surface perspective where, like I said, individuals could feel functional in a way that they could operate and collaborate with others in a confident manner. So looking at things such as data analytics, looking at the different types, because a lot of the times we hear a lot of jargon, big data, prescriptive analytics, data modeling, really clarifying that out at a surface level so they can understand, am I going to do more inferential statistics? What type of data am I going to look at? Really operating with research ideas. What are you interested in was what we started with, and was our first discussion topic. What is something you would like to explore? Giving them the autonomy to really explore a variety of different factors that may directly or indirectly relate to their occupation at the institution. Sharing research methods, sharing approaches that you may want to do with survey analysis, focus groups, looking at secondary data, and approaches to collect information. Analysis, giving them a framework on how they can analyze the data, either descriptive statistics, looking at comparative analysis, a synthesis of qualitative data, and then how to present that information in a meaningful way with visualizations, infographics, PowerPoints, where they could share that in memos and reports. And then finally, closing out their training with facilitation. How do you facilitate dialogue with your colleagues, peers, administrators, and maybe individuals you may not know? How do you operate in that landscape. And so really teaching these skills has been very beneficial. And we've seen many of our faculty and classified professionals utilize these skills as they lead their departments, as they share out at different conferences. And so it's shown to be very positive. So going back to when we develop out training, the biggest thing that I really hope you take away is, while it's great to know, and I fully, like I said before, believe in the theoretical frameworks that drive the things that we do, experiential learning is key. Giving individuals the hands-on experience to live the day in the life of a researcher, or to live the day in the life of a data explorer, really looking at ideas, giving them the autonomy and empowering them to think outside the box, understanding who their target audience is, who their target population is, understanding the different approaches, as before I mentioned, with methods on how they want to collect information, what's the most meaningful based on their research question, identifying a variety of data sources, and these sources to determine, are they valid, are they meaningful, are they representative of the research question they're looking to answer. Data synthesis and analysis, really looking at, are they analyzing the data that helps tell the story they're looking to share. Data visualization, really presenting that in a way that grasps the attention of the audience to tell the story in a meaningful way. And then finally, as I indicated earlier, how to clearly articulate your data story, how to facilitate your dialogue with your colleagues, and how to continually move forward. And so the outcomes of this is, we all, once again, planning with the end in mind, you're really looking to build your data literacy. How do your metrics of awareness, access, action, and change look pre and post your training? Really looking at that infrastructure and saying, where do we need to mature, and then building structures to support that. Well-informed decision making. Once again, the purpose of data is it doesn't drive decisions, it informs our decisions. And so the more information we have, the better our decisions in theory hopefully will be. So really building that culture around that, really will look to that. And that's one of the outcomes we look to do that, instead of just coming in with your anecdata to share, hey, I saw this once in my life, therefore it must be a generalization, to saying, hey, let's look at the data. What is the trends showing? What are our students saying? Something we've also developed is called the EPIC culture. So evidence, planning, innovation, and change. You see it as a sequential process, or a cyclical process, where you're making a positive impact. And then, similar to what we see in our accreditations and our program improvements, it's just continuous improvement, measuring, making the changes, and then measuring that, and always moving forward. Once again, I think one of the biggest things we can learn from our failures is where are opportunities to grow. And so while we see sometimes the data may show that we're not doing well in a certain area, it gives us the opportunity to explore and to just do better. And so once again, pulling back to the institutional structure, the framework, or the landscape is what we'll call it, always having a mindset of continuous learning. While these strategies worked at our institution, and has worked at a couple other institutions and friends schools that I've been able to participate with, not every one of these activities may fit your institution, but I hope today, as I shared this, it would inspire you to say, hey, maybe I would like to take and develop out my own training. And I think for me, the biggest thing is keep an open mind, be creative, and always look forward to trying something new. Again, thank you so much for everything. Have a great rest of your day.